Welcome to Monday, November 27th, 2023, your Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Hot Springs County Travel and Tourism, reminding you that even as temperatures drop and snow is on the horizon at Thermopolis, you can always find yourself in hot water. Well, a wide variety of snow amounts across the region, really all depended on where you were. Some areas like what you're seeing here around Riverton and Lander, over 2 feet of snow in some areas of Fremont County along the east slopes of the Wind River Mountains, where the setup was just perfect. There were several areas of snow shadows, several areas that got moderate to heavy snow amounts. Really, it was areas that had east or northeast facing slopes of the mountains or near those mountains that did the best with the snowfall. Now what we're going to have is a quiet stretch of weather. It's going to be a little on the chilly side. There'll be some breezy and windy areas, but for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, it's likely going to be a dry start to the week. Most of the action is going to be into the Great Lakes and northeastern areas of the United States, where they're getting some of our Thanksgiving weather. We do have several disorganized Pacific storm systems arriving late in the week and over the weekend. The Pacific will be throwing some weather at the western United States, but they're not going to be well formed. They're going to be a little disjointed and not able to organize. When this happens, you tend to have a pattern that really favors the mountains. So the mountains of the western United States, late this week and next weekend, will see some snow. This will be good for the ski areas. This will be good for the snowpack. Areas west of the divide have the better chances for moisture. The areas east of the divide on the plains, you're not going to see much in the way of precipitation late this week and over the weekend. Some great photos coming in from the change of winter weather. Nice sundog there in the Laramie Valley this weekend. A beautiful sight there south of Douglas with all of the snow that came in just after Thanksgiving. And then a shot there out of the Wheatland area with the moon and the fresh snow cover. Satellite imagery this morning showing a swirl of clouds there out in the Pacific, a low pressure system there. This is going to arrive later in the week, but we have a broad area of high pressure across the western United States. So we're under a veil of high pressure. This is going to be stalled out for a little bit, so weather's going up and around. You can see the blue here in the Great Lakes. That's where the really cold air is now coming in. A lot of lake effect snow over the last couple of days and more coming. But for the west, it's going to be very quiet. If we go back just before Thanksgiving, this is what the snow cover map looked like for North America on Wednesday, the day before. As of yesterday, you can see the snow cover increasing from the Great Lakes through the upper Midwest to the western high plains and Rockies there. So you can see a big increase in snow cover across central and western areas of North America. And as we go forward in time, we'll see this expand and grow, especially to our north and to our east, and also into the high country. So there we see the upper level low that's just off the west coast we saw in the satellite imagery. So it'll be a cool, quiet start to the week. Northwest winds aloft, keeping relatively chilly air in place. Now by Thursday morning, this is this disorganized area of low pressure we talked about. We have a lot of very cold air spinning around Hudson Bay. That'll keep a large part of the northern United States chilly. This area of low pressure comes off the west coast, bringing some rains and snows to the desert southwest, Arizona, the Four Corners area, the mountains of southern Utah, Colorado. Nothing really big, but it's going to be enough to bring some moisture to those areas. This other area of low pressure comes in behind it for the upcoming weekend. But neither of these two systems can stand on their own. They kind of stay separated, so they're not going to stay organized. So this is by Saturday morning. Generally speaking, a broad trough of low pressure in the west, that keeps temperatures chilly. But again, you can't get anything really organized in this pattern to bring upslope, like what we just experienced, either from an Arctic surge or a low pressure upslope pattern. So what you're going to have later this week and this weekend is some high country snow, cool, chilly temperatures on the plains, but only light precipitation across the low elevations. Now, areas along and west of the divide, as you'll see here in a minute, will be able to pick up moisture. Over the next 7 days, temperatures look like this. Relative to average, these are the temperature anomalies added up over the next 7 days. So you can see the blue here across a large part of the western United States, chilly. Temperatures a bit above average in Canada and the Dakotas and Montana. That's still cool for late November, but that's where the temperatures relative to average will be the warmest. So the colder air is suppressed in this pattern out of Canada into the lower 48. So it's not going to be as cold over the next 7 days as what we had over this weekend, but it's going to still be chilly. certainly with snow cover extensive in some areas, that will affect temperatures as well. Now, over the next 7 days, this is what the snowfall looks like across the west. So you can see the major mountain ranges of the west over the next 7 days are going to do well. The lighter shades there of gray, you can see east of the divide, this is just not a good pattern to get moisture on the other side of the mountains. But along and west of the divide, those are the areas that are going to win out. So this will be good for the ski areas, good for the snowpack, for areas closest to the divide and areas west of the divide. Have yourself a very good Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.